We are north of Atlanta at RM Rose. The makers are Founders Bourbon. Cool place, smaller, right up my alley. Thought that was really cool when I pulled up, like old moonshiner bootlegger truck.
Yeah, no one else has this bottle except for you. Even the master distiller doesn't have a bottle.
I'm here with Steve and Brandon from American Whiskey, the review YouTube. They came over today to check it out as well. Definitely make sure we leave here with a shirt. Here's our tasting area. We've got a bunch of different products here. And I've not tried anything that they have other than their Founders product, the Founders Rye. We did a blind. And I've had the Founders Bourbon at Harry's and really like both of those. So I don't know much about like this RM Rose Forefathers. I don't know about that one. Don't know about the Bass Reeves or the RM Rose Bourbon there. But I'm sure we'll be trying a lot of this stuff today. Here's Tommy's Run Georgia Rye Clear. Georgia dark chocolate sipping cream. Got a vanilla bean sipping cream. Salted caramel. Got a butter pecan as well. You can see the prices on those. They're all $28.99. Sticky Pete peanut butter. Got this 96 Rocks vodka, $18. Got some Deliverance moonshine, $22.99. Got a peach lemon. I know that's not something that's right up our alleys, but there's some Founders there. Some RM Rose. The Founders is $84.97. RM Rose is $58. There's a cinnamon whiskey. Must be like Fireball. There's a blackberry, $24.99. There's that Bass Reeves, $48.99. RM Rose Straight Bourbon, $39.95. The Georgia Apple, $28. And there's a few others. So let's walk out here and check out. We just got these old jugs sitting around everywhere. This is really cool. Might need to pick one of these up for doing B-rolls in the video. Cool stuff.
RM Rose dates back 150 years ago. It was the first Atlanta registered distillery. Rufus Rose was a medical doctor in the Civil War, and at the end of the war, he and his brother started RM Rose. And if you know where Vinings is in Atlanta, Home Depot has their headquarters down there. It's called Stillhouse Road. That's where his still was. And And so over the years, he did really well. He was obviously here in Georgia, but he had distribution in Jacksonville, Florida, and Chattanooga, Tennessee, Cincinnati, New York, and New Jersey. So he was pretty prominent back in the day. And then once Prohibition occurred, everything had to shut down. So he literally got out of the business. And then in 2011, Andy Sudduth brought the name back. He took over all the, technically at that time, there was no trademark or copywritten infringements. It was all open. And so he went and re-registered it all. And so in 2016, he started the RM Rose Company again. So we brought it back from, 150 years ago to today. So a lot of history. These jugs over here range anywhere from 140 to maybe 110 years old.
Oh, wow.
So these are all different
I was looking at those. Are they for sale?
He may sell one or two, but
I'd love to have one to put in like B-roll videos, even if it was a smaller one.
He's the largest curator of RM Rose memorabilia, and he even has Potts Thompson. They were another distillery out of Atlanta. They were actually over near Stone Mountain.
Oh, okay.
But these are just a sample of some of the things he has in his collection. We want to set up
Really cool.
a little museum and kind of convert some of the space in here to a little more of the heritage of RM Rose Distillery.
I like it.
Yeah. And then I was pointing out, we have our portfolio not only includes bourbon, but we have
I saw a bunch of flavored stuff. Huh?
we have flavored whiskeys. So we've got apple, blackberry, cinnamon, peach and lemon, and peanut butter. And then we have sipping creams. We've got 4 flavors on our sipping creams. These are 39 proof. Vanilla bean, this is like vanilla ice cream. Salted caramel, dark chocolate, butter pecan, that's my favorite. I put that in my pancake mix.
Do you really?
Yeah, gets a little fluffier.
Okay.
Has that nice pecan finish to it. We do have moonshines. So we've got a couple different, we've got Deliverance, where,
Right.
in respect to the movie.
Right.
When we were up in Dillard, Rayburn County is where they filmed the movie.
Right.
But this is 115 proof, 116 on that bottle. And then we have 105 proof of moonshine corn whiskey, and then we have our bourbons. So we do our Forefathers is a rye, and it's 101 proof. We just came out with Bass Reeves in honor of the first black U.S. Marshal, sworn in 1875, retired in 1907, apprehended over 3,000 fugitives.
Oh wow, awesome.
So he was a Billy Badass back then. He knew the area, spoke multiple languages, and he could blend in. And then we've got the Founders, which is all cask strength, uncut, unfiltered. And so just depending on what we're releasing, what recipes we want to share, they are available for distillers, for a retailer's pick.
Okay. And so tell me again what we're drinking.
5 years, 8 months.
Okay.
It's our 4 grain. And on the recipe, it's 86 corn, 6 rye, 6 wheat, 2 malted barley.
Okay.
Aged in a 30-gallon barrel. Number 4
That's
char.
so nice.
Yep, number 4 char. And
Y'all are distilling it. Y'all are doing the grain and
yeah,
everything, right?
Yeah, it's all 100% ours.
Where's the grain coming from?
Kentucky.
All over? Kentucky.
No,
okay.
Kentucky. Yep. Made on a 100-gallon pot still. Just Andy's recipes.
Oh my goodness. I did. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Y'all have already been drinking, hadn't you? Y'all had some before I got here? Cheaters. Just because they get here on time, they get to drink before me.
So this is going to be high
120-ish.
120, probably-ish, 128, 27-ish, somewhere in that range.
The finish on this thing is amazing.
Dude, when it hits your lips, it doesn't leave. Like, it just hangs there.
And that's the thing with like, you know, the high proof stuff like we talked about. I mean, yeah, anyone can get a high proof product, but
Right.
to have that complexity to go with that proof, that's a gift. Man. That's
It is.
really, really
And that's what I require for proof. Like I don't just like high proof whiskey.
yeah.
It's got to have some depth of flavor, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of weird, but I kind of equate it to like wings. I know people that like love like hot wings, but I know people that like it just for the hotness. I'm like, no, it's like at least
Some flavor. Yeah.
It's gotta have,
Yeah.
like, good
It's got to have good texture on the wing and all that, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with a whiskey. You want the good mouthfeel. You want the lasting finish. You want the proof. I like the proof because it's like, hello, you're drinking whiskey.
Right.
But I don't want to just drink straight ethanol, right? Like
This is amazing. When is this gonna
it's
be,
so good.
When is this going to be?
So I've got to. This may come out later in the year. I've got a few other 4-grain barrels I want to try, and see which one I'd like. And Andy, we enjoy the best.
Sure.
And then we'll find a retailer to bring us in and do a special barrel pick with them.
That's amazing.
do it with Rome.
Yeah, it's real layered. I mean,
That
to
is.
me,
I mean, it's
there's
got
a lot-
complexity.
It's just got a
And it's-
buttery, creamy quality that just stays with you. Just the viscosity.
It does.
It's
And
just, yeah.
and what was the amount of rye in it?
So it's 86 corn, 6 rye, 6 wheat, 2
So it's
malted barley.
very low rye.
Not much rye.
But I mean, I guess maybe that's the ethanol in it, the 128 proof. But your tongue, I like for my tongue to tingle, like hot sauce, right?
Yeah.
But there again, I like all that flavor to be.
Well, if
We've heard that about you. We know
You like your tongue to tingle.
yeah, I tell you this, the longer it just opens, the creamier, the more flavor comes out of it.
Like now, I'm starting to get like some tobacco notes and
Yeah.
stuff that I wasn't getting originally. It was all like pecan praline at first.
Right. Yeah. This takes a little bit
It's
of
very
time.
complex. And the age on it again, 5 years.
It's under 6 years. It's right under 6. It's about 5 year, 8 months. And
they're aging in here.
yeah, we have a lower building where we've got product aging there too.
A little warmer in there, I would assume, because it's
Yeah.
nice and cool in here, which is cool
Well,
outside.
so right now it's not that warm. In the summer we got fans. We just run fans, So it does get hot, but I think a lot of the proof you get out of the smaller is just the size of the barrel. Like I'll open up one of the 5 gallons, just even though it's in that jar right there. I just want to see it coming out of a 5 gallon, what it looks like.
for sure.
And
Some-
then the 15. I wanted us to try a 15-gallon barrel. I haven't dug into these in a while.
Okay.
So
Somebody was telling me yesterday, matter of fact, I think it was Matt Crittenden was talking about sometime he'll take the whiskey and just like swish it through his teeth like mouthwash, And I just did that with this, and it went from pecan praline tobacco to like apricot apple. Like I started picking up some fruit that I wasn't getting. I wouldn't have imagined this to be that complex at that age.
well, here comes what I like to call the master of disaster. This is Andy.
I went far ahead of you.
Master distiller, right?
He is our master distiller.
How you doing, Andy?
Awesome. Hey, Andy.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. Brandon Carlton.
Andy Sutton.
Nice to meet you.
Mateo?
Andy Sutton. Brandon Bonnie.
Yeah.
We've been
So,
just sipping on some of your nectar here, man. That's good stuff.
Good?
Yes, sir. You're doing good.
Amazing.
For sure.
It looks like you've done it for a few years.
I've tried. I never know. I'm not that much of a drinker.
Are you
To
not?
tell you the truth. Go here, he's the master drinker.
Right.
He tells me to do it. And
Right.
like I say, I try to make the best, but I got more recipes. And,
Well, for you not to be a drinker, you make a great product. That's like saying, I don't like fried chicken, but you fry the best chicken in the world, right? Like,
The kernel.
Yeah.
This is the kernel
Right.
of this. Yeah.
so
how long have you been
Well,
distilling whiskey?
since I was
You,
about
you,
9 or 10.
I was gonna say you can talk about the legal years if you want.
Yeah,
Nine-
yeah.
Really, all your life you've been playing
Yeah.
with whiskey.
Yeah,
Well, there you go.
yeah.
That's
And I did drink a little bit. I drank a lot of beer back in my younger days,
Mhm.
When they got up and got married, and I just like to make it. I like the process. I
Would-
like the smell.
Yeah.
I'd like to make it.
We call the people that make beer quitters, right?
Yeah.
They should take it a little further and make some whiskey.
Well, you know, I've always enjoyed my dad, and you know, I used to watch him make it the old-fashioned way. I used to help him tote sugar through the woods and stuff like that.
Come on.
To raise our family, you know.
Man, that's awesome.
We didn't have lots of money when we were little. He called me one day, and he had 2 trucks. I said, well, you know, I'll come get them. So I found me a big old long trailer, and I went out there and got that truck and another truck. I sold the other one.
It's way too awesome.
Kept that.
Like the old bootlegger truck.
That looks like it had jars sitting.
I'm
back
pretty
of it,
sure it did.
going down the
You
road,
know,
put it all behind it.
That's right.
I pulled that truck up, and when we had our place in Dillard, I pulled the truck up there and I started unloading that thing, and the mayor called, oh, whoa, why are you unloading the truck for here? I said, well, this is, I want people to see it. No, we don't need nothing like that. And I said, okay, well, let me get unloaded and leave it a few weeks. And so a few weeks went on, a month went on, they didn't say nothing, and then all of a sudden everybody started coming taking pictures of the truck, and you started seeing it on Facebook,
Right?
Instagram, and all that. And then the city hall would see people out there getting their pictures made with, and they said, okay, we'll just leave the truck out. We'll just let
So
these
cool.
out there.
Well, before I leave, I'd love to get a picture with you in front of the truck. Maybe holding one of them jugs up there.
That's been sitting out for probably about 15 minutes.
For sure. And it's dark too.
It's got a good color.
It does. And it's got a nice thickness on it too.
What proof was it, Joe?
137?
137.
That was 137, but I honestly think it's probably in the low 140, probably about
Okay.
142, 143.
Give me a little glass, Joe. Let me pour me
really
just
nice.
a little bit in there.
There's some right here.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, you can have that.
Oh, that's real nice.
The recipe is 88 corn, 8 wheat, 4 malted barley.
Yeah, it's definitely got the proof on it.
Yeah.
Man, it's got a nice finish. It starts opening up after you let it go. Obviously, it's real dark with sweetness and like dark, like stone fruit type of vibes. You know, for it to have that proof, and that proof rolls on, like
It does.
it comes on strong, but it doesn't punch you in the face.
No.
It's not like just, oh, sit that down.
Exactly. It's, and the taste hangs on.
It does. It's got a nice finish.
Did you taste it, Joe?
Yeah, I've fallen in love with it.
You might could even proof that down and get a few more bottles out of it and stretch that flavor, because that's very consolidated, like condensed flavor, like really
It is.
concentrated, right?
And it's a little bit smooth too. It's not really that harsh.
It's not harsh at all.
Yeah.
The proof is there, like that hug is there, but it doesn't just smack you in the teeth
Right.
like some will do, you know, like.
Yeah.
Now, the one you had us sip earlier was around 128, right?
Yeah, that was a 4 grain.
That flavor profile I like a little better than this one, but this one is very good. It's
Have you got
totally
some more
different.
bit? Let me taste the
On
4
the
grain.
4 grain?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, so we got to keep these straight. This is, we haven't tried this one yet, have we?
No.
No.
Okay. All right, that's from the 5 gallon. This is a 15 gallon.
Okay.
Same recipe, but it's out of the 15 gallon.
My goodness, man. I mean, look at the color on everything that y'all have.
So that's a 15-gallon barrel?
Yes.
Okay.
Barrel 119.
This was this the one we were drinking earlier?
Y'all haven't touched that yet.
Okay.
That's the 5 gallon.
We'll get closer to that camera just for a second.
Sure.
This is what?
That's the 5 gallon barrel.
5 gallon. What year?
That is.
This is the 8 year that's going to drink like a 20.
Yes, sir. That's
Okay.
the year that's going to drink like 20.
And it doesn't look quite as viscous as some that we've
And
had.
that's out of a 15 gallon barrel.
This is out of the 15 gallon.
Same recipe, 88 corn,
Man,
8
that's
wheat,
thick.
4 malted barley.
Nice.
That's from barrel 119.
Okay.
That was actually this month back in 2018.
Okay.
Dang.
6 years?
Yeah. You know, I love to argue with people online because people tell me age is age. You know, that time in the barrel just does something for it. And I'm like, you don't understand. This isn't Kentucky. It isn't Indiana.
Yeah.
And it's not Seattle. Like, whiskey ages differently in the Southeast than anywhere else. It's way more rapid. It ages exponential. And then when you go to these smaller barrels, it's even more exponential.
Yeah.
And so just because you see 4, 6, 8 year on a Southern whiskey, don't count it off as an 8-year Kentucky whiskey because it's gonna shock you.
Yes.
And a lot, you can't leave whiskey, I don't think, in a barrel here as long as you probably could in Indiana. You're not going to get a 15 or 20 year whiskey in the South, I bet.
Yeah, and the weather here is perfect.
Yeah,
We have really more
up
hot
and down,
weather.
right?
Yeah, I mean it fluctuates, and this time of year it's just up and down, cold and hot, cold and hot.
That whiskey's active,
You know, it's not staying cold for, you know,
long
a
duration
long
of
period
time,
Yeah.
which lets the whiskey go dormant, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't move in and out. Now, when y'all made whiskey when you were a kid, did y'all age anything in barrels, or was it just all moonshine?
No, my dad, he put a little bit in. You know, barrels wasn't too. You couldn't find barrels back then. You couldn't find the small barrels.
Makes sense.
And when we did find the small barrel, they was in 5 gallons.
Like these, about like that, huh?
These look, you know, the ones that we did find back in the day was actually a gallon barrel.
Oh,
and
wow.
I did have one here somewhere. And back in the day, they was the only company that made them. I mean, you couldn't get on the internet back then and find
Right, yeah.
barrels. We just had to call around, and there's a company out in, I believe it was in Arkansas or Missouri. It's called Gibbs Brothers Cooperage, and all they done is made 1 gallon barrels.
Really?
And I think they're still in business. So you don't hear much out of them.
You're right inside the camera, so
But,
you're good. Yep.
But anyway,
So what we got here? Which one is which?
So the 5 gallon is in the rock glass,
Okay.
which is your first. The 15 is in your second. Same for you, Andy. So on your left is your 5 gallon.
So this is the 5 gallon,
On your right is your 15.
and this is the 15. So this is the 5 gallon, 8 year that's going to drink like a
Looks
20.
Like a 20.
And the mash bill on it.
88 corn, 8 wheat, I believe 4 malted barley.
That's a very unique mash bill. Like
Yeah.
you're like you said, you're really high
Yeah.
on the corn side.
Yeah.
Most people's 70, 75%.
You got that.
I think Jack Daniels kind of come up to 80, right?
Yeah.
But you don't see much more than that. And y'all are 88.
88.
that's got a different smell. It's got a smell like a honey.
It does have
Smell,
it does
don't
have a honey smell to it. Yes, sir. And I didn't get that at all off the other one. I think that's the most awesome thing about whiskey. You can put the same distillate in the same barrels and age it in the same spot, and it could be just 180 degrees apart, right?
You know, it's interesting on when that barrel was made, when the wood was cut.
That's so funny. We got honey on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
I get straight tobacco on the palate.
Exactly.
And then I get dark chocolate on the finish. That's up my alley.
That's your.
Oh my God, yeah, the finish on y'all's stuff is knocking me away. Like, that's crazy. Now it's rolling into like some fruit, maybe even cotton candy.
Wow.
Absolutely, man, that's wild.
Have you ever tried a bourbon out of a 5 gallon barrel?
I have. My friend Philip owns Distillery Acadia, so
Yeah.
Cajun Cut,
Okay.
out of Lafayette, Louisiana, and he did a lot in small barrels starting out, and he went the whole gamut on sizes.
Nice.
Now he has recently moved into all 53 Kelvins.
Okay.
But I mean, their climate down there is just so much different, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's muggy, it's
Hot.
yeah.
Yeah. Long.
Man, that's nice. That is nice.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to offer 5 gallon barrels for people to own. So we'll have a couple different recipes. You can pick which recipe you like. We'll put it in the 5 gallon barrel, let it age here in our facility. 2 years, come back, check it. If you like it, we'll bottle it and take it home. If you want to keep it longer, that's fine. You generally get about 2.5 years extra flavor out of a smaller gallon barrel than a 53.
Okay.
So the longer you leave it, it's going to be more complex, darker. Of course, it evaporates, so you're going to lose more of your juice.
For sure.
In 2
But it
years,
gets more concentrated,
right,
doesn't it?
But in 2 years, you've got 4.5-year-old taste.
Right on.
So
And then that brings the customer back too. He can come back anytime he wants to. See his barrel with his name on it. Take pictures of it, show people.
I don't know if anybody else is doing that.
You know.
Maybe they are, but that's a unique idea. I like it.
yeah, I haven't read of many other distilleries doing that, but we wanted to make it more personal so that if you have a son or daughter graduating from college,
Have it
the
aged
next
by the
4
time they
years,
graduate
right,
or
you got
whatever.
something
Man, that's
or
yeah.
for,
A birth or whatever, right? Yeah. So if I were to be one of those clients that bought a 5-gallon barrel, do I get to come in and taste different distillates right off out of a vat somewhere to say, okay, I want that distillate?
We'll have 3 of Andy's unique recipes, and if you like that particular recipe,
Can I taste those unaged?
oh yeah, yes, yeah,
Okay.
they'll be unaged. And now this obviously we have this recipe already in the barrel. This will be one of them.
Okay.
So if you really like that, then go for it. But
Okay.
we definitely want to do another bourbon, and then we'd want to do a rye whiskey.
Man, the rye that my buddy Brandon Green met you, and you probably don't remember meeting him. It was at Cork and Kegs.
Yeah.
And he was in there trying a bunch of stuff, and he said, you walked in, we were doing a video the other day, and he was talking about you, and he said, you walked in, and he was trying to sell you the whiskey. He was like, man, I'm about to buy a case of this rye right here, like you need to get this rye.
I think I remember
and
that.
you were like, huh, I make that. And then he said you took him outside, gave him a bunch of shirts and stuff,
Yeah.
But he brought one of those ryes over to the house the other day, and we put it against the Jack Daniel's 2020 special release rye. We put it against a Kelvin rye, which is a 4-gate MGP juice. NBC has an MGP that is a good rye. And there was one other one, the Parker Heritage. And for me, there were 6, y'all's came in 4th or 5th. Now for him, y'all's came in lower, and when he came in, he was like, this Founders was gonna come in a lot higher than I think it would.
Right.
But it didn't for him. But look at who you were up against, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's some heavy hitter ryes,
Yeah.
and y'all held your own. Like, none of those were like, oh God, that one is way over here. Right. They were all like right here together, like, let's decide which one is which. Once you got past 1 and 2, those last 4 was like, it was tough.
Yeah.
So that shocked me because I don't even know who Founders is, and I'm putting it against the Jack Daniel's special release rye. Like, yeah, good stuff. All right, so this one is the 15 year?
The one on your right
A 15 gallon?
is the 15-gallon.
Okay. This one doesn't look as thick, but it's definitely still as dark. Everything has such a good sweetness to it, and so that's got to be that corn, huh?
What's the percentage corn?
88.
Okay. So
Same
both
recipe.
both of these are the same recipe,
Yeah.
aged different
88,
barrels.
Just different size barrels. 88 corn, 8 wheat, 4 malted barley.
Yeah, it's got a different.
That's for like molasses, maybe syrup. My goodness, guys. My goodness.
different.
So I told you when I came in earlier. My goodness. Okay, that 15 so far. That 15 is my favorite so far.
This one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So this is barrel number 58. It's 75 corn, 15 rye, 10 malted barley. It was barreled October 13th of 2017.
And is this a candidate for Harry?
It very well could be.
Okay.
Perfect.
No. If it wasn't unsanitary, I'd lick that thief.
This right here.
So this one is definitely lighter and thinner in color. How old is this one?
This is 10 of 17. So you got
17. Okay, so it's 8 years. 7.5, 8 years?
7.5, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, almost 8.
Good deal. So rich with flavor. It's so light. concentrated, which is what I like.
This may take a second.
Right on.
Nope, you gotta have more.
Holy shit.
I told you that thing was proofy.
He knowed it was high.
I told you it was high.
Trucker.
You gotta have more in
Do
there.
you have
Oh
more?
my God.
I might have to put another whole hydrometer in there.
Hold on. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
I told you that son of a gun is lightning
No,
hot.
This could be a first.
That's
But
145.
but the thing is, it's drinkable, guys. I can
Isn't
drink
that-
it at that proof.
Isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. It's
Let me go get it, see if I can find it.
it's next level bourbon. Holy cow.
Yeah, you might want 170. We live with American light whiskey, but it's not.
No, Lord no.
Yes, sir. She's still sinking.
But we gotta do the correction.
Sure. Oh my goodness gracious, dude! I see 155 up here. What are we? So we're around. What are we at here? Like, that's 150. So that's 150 right there. I don't know if this camera's gonna focus on that. So that's 150. And watch it. That's about where it floats before the correction. We're floating at right at 150. I told y'all that was hot. But I'm gonna tell you what.
It'll change.
I'll drink it all day long at that 150 because it did not, and the camera could see that. I didn't make a face. So checking the temperature, and then we'll back out the proof based off of what it is. I mean, I would imagine that whiskey's at 65 degrees. Is it 70?
70 degrees. Let's see, but
That's warmer than I thought it would be. Well, that means it's going to be closer to what it is.
Is it almost 152?
Yeah, 152. I wish I could tell that thing to focus. It's focusing on him. There we go.
$148.50 proof.
You feeding me some toxic hazmat stuff, sir.
And put it in at 151, if you don't mind. Put it at 151.
I mean, ain't gonna change it much.
147.50.
147 and a half.
147 and a half.
147.5.
We were both off, weren't we, Joe?
Good gosh.
I'm
was
telling
off.
y'all,
I thought
it
like-
was high in proof.
I thought it was like
And it's
140.
drinkable at
Look how
104. It's drinkable at that proof. That stuff is delicious. But what I'm telling them is I think they could afford to proof it down just a fuzz, get a little bit more out. The barrel has shorted. The flavor is so concentrated. Wow, that is crazy.
Nailed it.
Yeah, y'all be careful when you come here. These guys are feeding you like some 160 proof stuff and not telling you about it. Oh, I drank it as like it was in the barrel, but it was basically still white hog.
Yeah.
Totally approachable. Like you could drink it.
Huh. Tell you the truth,
And I don't like torture. You know, like I'm not gonna drink something just because
Yeah.
I said I drank something stout. And this has had a little time to open up. We probably pulled it 15 minutes ago, huh?
Yep.
Kind of hard to nose in these big old glasses.
You want a smaller glass?
Sweet tobacco? No, it's good, man. Just have to get low in the glass. That smells really nice.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Man,
That's high proof.
it is high proof, son.
That's high
That's
proof.
130s. That's like mid 130s if I guess.
I can tell it. It's high.
All right, so this is the barrel, the 30-gallon barrel that we thieved earlier.
30-gallon barrel.
That we feel is going to be around 130-ish. 135 is my number. Hold on, what does this thing do? Okay, we're right there. I called 135. We'll see what we're at. That son of a gun salt.
There's 135.
Slow down, girl. Oh, she sat down.
135, 136. 136.
136 is what it's saying.
Hold
Do the corrections.
136. Yeah, that's like 136 and a half.
It should still be about 70-degree whiskey, huh? Close to it.
$69 degrees.
Okay. A little cooler over there.
68.
68.
68, yeah. 136.5 at 68.
133.60. You hit it right.
That's right.
I don't know much about whiskey.
He knows a lot. He knows a lot.
That's it right there.
Wow.
133.6.
So it's basically right at 134, and I called her 135, huh?
Yeah.
Well.
He knows his bourbon.
All right, guys. So this is the one that I fell in love with. And this is the one that they're going to let me have the only bottle that's known. And I'm going to share it with people at the bottle share on April 12th.
Yeah, no one else has this bottle except for you. Even the master distiller doesn't have a bottle. All right, this is the 15
so this
gallon.
is the 15 gallon, the one that I fell in
Right.
love with. I'm going to get the one and only bottle your own.
That's right.
She's looking pretty heavy.
All right, so that's 140 at the very top.
I told you she was stout.
I'm sorry, that's 140 there. That was
Right.
150. 141. Let's see.
She's
There's
hovering.
140.
Where's she going to settle? Oh.
142, 143. I'm sorry, 140.3, Andy. Let me get to temperature. That's right. Do 140.4 at 68 degrees.
$137.50.
137.5. And drinks smooth. Like it
It
drink
does.
that
I mean,
that
it
is
is,
so
really.
good.
Keep.
There we go. So, it's 15 gallon barrel, 137.5, 88 wheat, 8.4, 4 malted barley. And then Brandon, you get to sign it. This is your bottle.
Awesome.
There you go.
Got it right there.
Right there. All she wrote.
Awesome.
That's it. And then we'll put it on the bottle.
Sweet.
Sleeve it. It's good. All right.
I have been drinking.
That's it.
Awesome.
There's your bottle. There's the baby. Going home.
Thank you. Only one.
That's it.
The only one.
There's no other one in the entire world.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, man.